The time is currently 1:33 a.m. on the 17th of December 2024. Excuse me, for the recording, it is 1:33 a.m. Eastern on the 17th of December 2024. Currently in the room is myself, Delta 86, Claire DePietro. Across from me is, sir, could you please give your full legal name?
Paco, Santiago.
And they're represented by?
Sophia Ivy, PDO.
Understood. I'm going to go ahead and read the Miranda rights, as we did earlier. So at this time, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you when available. Do you understand these rights if I've read them to you, sir?
Yes.
Okay. You've already requested a lawyer. I'll go ahead and read you your rights you have during this interview. And I do just want to verbally confirm for the recorder, you are here to confess to 4 counts of murder?
Yes.
Okay. After this conversation, you are understanding that we're going to be putting you in cuffs and processing you from there on out, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, the rights in regards to this interview then, you can request a lawyer at any time. You've already done so. To not answer the current question or any further questions, you can stop the interview at any time.
All right.
Okay. I will leave the floor open to you then, sir.
I don't even know where to start. Guess I could start off with names.
Mm-hmm.
One second. One of the let's see here. 4 names. One of which occurred today. One is Greg Fumberto, Diego Ramirez, and Dana Sporangeli. The 4th one, I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Steve. Steve was decapitated with my machete, which the officer that was in here, the detective that was in here earlier who requested you, she took possession of.
Mm-hmm.
It was also what I cut my hand on.
For the recorder's information, the individual across from me, Mr. Paco Santiago, just showed a slice on his hand. Go on, sir.
During the process of decapitating Steve, the machete slipped and sliced my hand open. The reason for Steve's murder, among everybody else's, was because of drugs and money from out of state. I had found out that they were all in state, and I had tracked them
Sir,
down.
you might need to cough. It's a bit hard to hear you. And if you could restate the last statement,
I
please.
apologize.
You're all good. You could
Um,
start from whenever you're making this statement.
So, once I had learned that all 4 of them were in state, I tracked them down one by one, including Steve. I had, obviously, this was regards to drugs and money owed.
Just for clarification, did they owe you drugs and or money?
They owed me money for distribution of drugs.
Understood. Go on.
Both cocaine and weed.
Okay.
Steve's the place where Steve's left was in El Rancho near the ammunition on top of a roof. His head was placed standing up on a ledge. On his forehead, I wrote Sandman, and then my initials PS for Paco Santiago. Then Dana was taken to a cargo ship in the ports, where I shot her with a sawn-off shotgun, which I no longer have possession of. As she was shot close range, again, Sandman was written nearby. I can't remember if I wrote it on her forehead or not, but I did write my initials on the shipping container next to the stairs. I believe I left a bloody handprint on the railing going down the stairs when I was leaving. Then Greg was shot with I believe it was my pistol that I had at the time, which was a 50 caliber pistol, which I also no longer have possession of. The pistol was suppressed with an extended mag when I killed Greg. He ultimately died also in the industrial area at was like the back parking lot next to the smeltery. Just across the tracks that go underneath all those pipes. I believe I left his ID on the ground with the shell casing on top and crossed out his photo on the ID in his blood. And then Diego was at an underground parking lot near the current location of the Dockle building. Can't remember the street. It's over by Vespucci Boulevard ish. Right, I think within a block of DSC, which is DJ Spooky Entertainment. His death was the first one I've caused, so there wasn't really much left. And I left pretty quickly.
Understood. You stated that all of these murders were done as they owed you money.
Yes.
Is there anyone else on that list?
No.
So these are the only 4 that you had that owed you something?
Yeah.
Understood. And did you seek them out via recalling them, or how did you end up finding these 4 people?
So Diego, I first spotted at the airport. Saw where he was going. Saw where he was dropped off. As I was following his cab. Ended up following him nearby at I believe it's the Richard Majestic building, to where I didn't find a specific apartment number or anything like that, but I watched the building heavily from there on out, and it was late one night. He was leaving. I don't know what for, but ended up following him down to an underground garage where I ended up killing him, stealing his car, and ditching it in the ocean. And then I went back for my bicycle, which got me to the airport where I found Greg, literally within 12 hours. I have no idea why he was even here, but he for some reason decided to go through an industrial area. He parked his car in that parking lot for whatever reason. And I remember what I did to Diego, and all I could just think of was that, he's not gonna pay. He thinks he's not gonna pay. Well, he's gonna pay one way or another, either with money or his life. So that's when Greg happened. Approximately 15 hours later. A couple days goes by. I'm driving through Southside, and I see a familiar face. Dana Springelli. Pull up to her. It's like, hey, I'll let you hop in a minute. I had my shotgun pulled. It's a sawn-off shotgun. I had it pointed at her. She got in, and I asked her if she remembered me, upon which she did. I drove to the ports because I knew it was somewhere secluded. Not a lot of police, are always down there. In fact, there's not a lot of police anywhere really. Do anything about just anywhere. But I knew that it would take them a lot longer to get there. I could get away. So I took her up onto the shipping container. She kept begging, begging, begging. She kept saying, I'll get you what I owe you. I'll get you what I owe you. And I don't know, just something about the voice like pissed me off. And next thing I know, I'm just firing the shotgun all willy-nilly. I emptied the whole shotgun.
Just to verify for the recording, did you empty the shotgun at her?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Into her. So I did what I do. I left my name, my nickname, my initials. I can't remember if I did something with her ID or not, but ultimately I ended up leaving. Can't remember what I cut myself on, but I cut myself on something because I left handprint with my own blood on the rail. And I tried to clean it up, but it was useless. I had to get out of there. And then, so that happened. But at some point I had stepped in her blood. And I know we had discussed it earlier, but that one day that you arrested me, I thought it was over. Because you were awfully interested in my shoes. Had you lifted my shoe up, you would have seen blood. Dried blood. Had you tested it, it would have been Dana's.
I had to do my due diligence
Yeah.
on the scenes that I'd already had cleaned up that day.
Yeah. So afterwards, everything was said and done. And I thought it was over. Until today. After my, you better get kick yourself for this, but after my kidnapping earlier today, I saw Steve coming out of the ammunition. I dragged his ass out there and chopped off his head. Didn't care. I didn't.
You
This is the
didn't
last
care.
person
You didn't care that you had to do that, correct? Is that what you just did?
Yeah. This last person that owed me money. Once he was gone, all debts were settled.
What happened with your Chino? Why was it left exploded?
Because I set it on fire.
Why did you do that?
To attempt to destroy any evidence and hair fibers that you guys might find in my car, including blood.
Understood.
Ended up restoring it though.
Got you. So you do still own the car?
Yes.
Was that the vehicle that you used to go to Greg and Dana's murders?
Yes.
Did you use the same vehicle to Diego's?
No.
That was... I have it in my notes somewhere. What vehicle was that?
I can't remember honestly right now.
Was it a racer or was it Diego's car?
I think it was Diego's. Yeah.
Understood. And that was the one that you ocean dumped, correct?
Yes.
Where did you ocean dump it?
It's over by the DDOC location, right there near the lifeguard station.
Understood. I've got a few more questions, but I don't want any of the three of us to get caught in this storm. I am going to go on ahead and pause this recording, okay?
All right.
Okay. The time is 1:55 a.m. EST on the 17th of December, 2024. I'll be pausing this recording now. Sorry,
Well,
Melon.
that's one way to introduce me.
Oh.
Sorry, Melon. Okay. The time is currently 2:20 a.m. EST on the 17th of December, 2024. Currently in room is myself, Delta 86, Claire DePietro. To my left is...
Delta 1, Merlin Savage.
Across from me is... Sir, could you please say your legal name?
Paco, Santiago.
And they're represented by...
Sophia Ivy, BDO.
This is the restart of the previous interview. We are at basically 23 minutes now. Okay. One of the questions I wanted to verify. In your statement, you were stating that you killed... Give me a moment, I'm just grabbing the names so I say them correctly. That you killed Diego Ramirez first, followed by Greg Fimberto second, and then Dana Spingelio, correct?
Yes.
We found those three bodies on the same day. The day that we found every single body was the 13th of November in 2024. But
That is
those
correct.
three. In your previous statement, you had mentioned that there were hours between some of the murders. Can you explain that, or were you just mistaken?
Diego Ramirez was at 2 a.m. Greg Fumberto was at 11 a.m. ish. Dana Sporingelio, I don't even know how to say her last name, was approximately 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
And what time zone are you thinking in regards to those times?
I believe it was EST, yeah.
Okay. I'll just give the times that I have that we took the photos on. With the first seen 15:15 EST on the 13th of November. 16:15 EST on the 13th of November. For the second. And for the third, 17:38 EST.
So you didn't find all of them except for within like 3 hours maximum?
We found all 3 of them within that time period, yes.
Interesting. Because I placed the 911 call for Diego Ramirez.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
At 2 a.m. ish.
Understood. That's why you stated there was a 15-hour time difference between him and Greg.
Yes.
Understood. And later that day is whenever you found Dana.
Yes.
Okay. Considering, depending upon how this goes, in the future, if someone owes you money, do you plan to do similar things to others?
No.
Why would that change, if you don't mind me asking?
The guilt and the constant looking over my shoulder. That's why I'm here.
Did you realize I was on to you earlier?
I had a feeling since day one. Although earlier when we had the interaction at the whatchamacallit place, I knew you knew that I knew that I didn't just fall.
So what did happen earlier today then?
Oh, all I'll say is I was kidnapped.
Do you know by
And
who?
they took the 50 caliber pistol and the sawn-off shotgun off of me that were used in these murders.
So it wasn't
And
your
I will
friend
not give a
then?
name. No.
Would you give me group association?
I gave you a big hint earlier. You know, that wall gave me. That wall really didn't have much mercy on me, you know.
Mm-hmm. I follow. But you do not want to give names past that?
Nope.
Okay. Is that for fear of your own life?
Yep.
Can you describe as to why you were there with them? Like, what led to that occurring?
This is where it gets juicy. So I'm a group of this, or I'm a member of this group. It's called BAFTA. It's a new group that specializes in coke manufacturing. And let's just say there was misunderstandings and treaties, and they're at war with each other. I'm sure you guys have had, you know, a lot of shots fired in the area of Little Seoul lately. A major uptick.
You could say that.
That's why.
Understood. Excuse me. Okay. Let me go over my notes real quick. While I do that, is there anything else you would like to say for the recording, Mr. Santiago?
No, not that I can think of.
Understood. Just give me a moment. And I may be concluding this now. I may ask another question. On the scene at Buccaneer Way docks on the boat with the third victim, you said that you basically shot every shot you could from the sawn-off, correct? Into Dana I cannot say her last name well. Spongelio?
Yes.
That is correct.
Um, I'm trying to recall myself.
Mm-hmm. It was stated earlier in the recording. I just wanted to verify that that is what you remember.
Dana Sprongelio, yeah.
Okay. Did you stay to attempt to help her at all? Or did she fall and then you left?
Like, did I attempt to help her?
Yes, I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
I was tired of the begging. No, I didn't.
Understood. Which way did you leave from the docks?
To the
That day?
north, I drove through the docks. You know the toll booth.
Mm-hmm.
I went from there. Then the stoplight right at the top of the hill when you're leaving the docks area, right there at was it Popular and I can't remember. Took a right, went through the industrial area, through the alleys. From there, I went east again. I think it was on El Rancho Boulevard,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up into Deer Park. And from there, I just went past VPD from Deer Park back to my apartment, which is 4 Integrity.
For
There might be
integrity?
some stuff in there that you guys might be interested in.
Like what?
LSD, weed, rolls. I was gonna say my burner, but I have that on me. I also have military grade ammunition and a degraded shipping manifest.
Mm-hmm. We'll get you processed and grab what we need to and get everything in your lockbox. It needs to go there once we get you processed, okay? So we'll go through that then. I guess since it is on the thought of the matter currently, I will be taking the machete. Have you used this knife or crowbar in any of your crimes in regards to these murders?
The knife, no. Crowbar, no.
Okay.
I
As
think that was all I
per
had.
you mentioning that you did utilize this machete in regards to the murder from earlier today on Mr. Steve, I will be confiscating it. What vehicle did you use today in regards to Steve's murder?
My Chino.
Your Chino? Okay.
It is parked outside too. And public parking.
The one up by the side of the building?
Yeah, right there next to the entrance at dispatch, I think is what it is.
That sounds right. Okay. Just verifying. For each of these victims, you took them from a location and then brought them to where they were murdered, correct?
Everyone except for Greg and Steve. Greg was in the industrial area already. He was parked in the parking lot. So, that was a short trip. Steve was at the ammunition, and so it's not much of a walk to get from there to the top of the roof of the building that's like 10 feet away.
Did you have them both at gunpoint during this venture?
Everyone.
Okay. So every individual was held at gunpoint up until their murder?
Yes.
Understood. Merlin, can you think of anything to ask?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say, Mr. Santiago, before I conclude this interrogation? Well, confession/interrogation.
I wish I could take it back. That's not possible.
Oh, it is not. Oh, it is not. Miss Ivy, do you have anything else?
Nothing from me.
And Merlin, one last check. Do you have anything?
No, nothing from me.
Understood. The time is 3:35 a.m. EST on the 17th of December, 2024. And I'll be concluding this interview